Hello. It's me again. Right. Getting darker, and it's the nicest time for me to do some work. Right. We've talked about today the stuff. The biceps, the triceps, all the stuff that we need to do the exercise. So, sorry, all the muscle groups we talked about. What we're going to do with the aerobics, and what we explained the aerobic curve, and how we're going to come up with music with 130 and then go 135 or even 140 and then come down to 130. So we covered all that stuff. But what we didn't do is kind of come up or link up the whole thing with a productive exercise. So what I mean by that is, yes, we have all that stuff, but we need to start linking this with the actual exercise. So without further ado, I'm not going to bore you with talking, let's just carry on with this. So we got to start looking into what's it like for the mix to come up. So what we need to come up with and find out is the type of exercises we need to do. In other words, how are we going to cut the time? How are we going to do what, or what reps and sets we're going to do, that sort of thing. We need to target that to ensure that we have a good coverage. So, for example, doing this all day isn't really gonna be useful or helpful. But lifting your knees all day, the same thing. But if you mix and match, you will come up with something nice. To do this, what we're going to do basically is write down all the most of popular exercises out there, to basically find out which one, put them like Lego pieces and then tie them up together to see how many of each we need. And this is the best thing to do. That's the nicest exercise. So I'm gonna start documenting or writing down each exercise, and I'll actually put it with a rhythm of how it should be, or what is it like. So you start with the aerobics, for instance, by doing the walk or the march. So the march, basically you march, on the spot, and so that's the first thing. Let's do the march. So march, right? So that's the first one. We march, and then so just gonna talk about the structure in here. We are starting with the basic moves, and then we're gonna progress that to more advanced or complex move. So marching is the easiest thing, anyone knows it, obviously you'll march nicely. And then the second move is you move from one side to the other. So side step. So let's do side step. And let's do one. So that's one step. So one step to the side, one. Or you can have two steps, 1, 2, and then 1, and then 2, right? So side step, two steps, yeah. And then to progress that, so we're doing the one step to the side, or we have something called the grapevines. And what that means is, as you're taking a step to the right hand side, I'm just going to film this with barefoot. I think it's better to show you what I'm talking about here. So let's just take this down to see my foot. So as I'm taking one step aside, the next one, I'm going to come back behind it and then move it this way. So just gonna show you that in the middle of the room, so it makes sense, because I can't really see this well, but this is fine. Yeah, I can see it now. So now we're gonna do, take a step to the side. So if we do a single step, we do in this one, and then two. Grapevine width, we do in one, and then behind it, and then like that. And then same thing, right? So one, behind it, and then carry on. And to mix that up with the top side, how it works is you do in this, back step, and then down, and then one step tied, like that, and then down. So that's called a grapevine. So grapevine, and then, yeah. Does it make sense? I hope it does. So that's the grapevine. It's a known phenomena. Yeah, grapevine. So that's the third one. Grapevine. So grapevine, we done one step. Yeah, so march, one step, two steps, and grapevine. The next one is slightly forward walking. That's a nice and interesting one. So walk. So just doing walk. Usually the walk, you're not going to walk all the way. Usually the walk is about 2 or 3 steps, and then you clap and then come back. And to show you what that means is, you do 1, 2, 3, clap, and then 1, 2, 3, and then back, right? 1, 2, 3 steps and back, clap, 1, 2, 3 steps and then back. So this is, the reason you add the clap to this step is because you need to move your upper side. So after, we're going to do that side, which is the MSE, or the, the weight and all that kind of stuff. You can't do this unless this is all warmed up. So the clap makes it warm. So basically you are, you're building up your rhythm. And then as you're coming along, your heart is pumping the blood and the temperature's coming up. And then you're getting more excited, and then this whole thing, now the whole thing is now started to slightly sweat, which is good. That's what they're warm up, that's what we want to do that stuff. And that's why the aerobic comes up. So now 1, 2, 3, 4 exercises. Now that I think is good enough. What we're going to progress that. So that's one. Let's just call it one bit of exercise, or one bit of type. The other type is slightly progressing further. Well, before we progress further, actually, there's a couple of more we can actually do as well. You can do a front side or a slight front kick. So what that means is you are literally doing 1, 2, 1, 2. So, right, like that. So your front kick. So 1, 2. And how that works is, sorry, let me just get a better view. So one step, so you're kicking, but what happens is you're dipping your heel in. So the heel is coming down. You're kicking, you're not kicking, you're just dipping it. 1, 2, or you can do toes and then toes. But each one is a different muscle group. So now, as you're dipping your heels in, you feel it here on your calf, or gastrocnemius and soleus. So here, right? And as we're doing this, you are, just lifting your hands. No weights needed. You're just doing that lift. So 1, 2, right? I'm just going to come back to show you what I mean here. So the whole thing would be 1, 2, 1, 2. Or you can do, right? Yeah. So that now is let's just call it heel dip, or whatever you want to call it. Let's just call it dip. The dips. So you're dipping your heel in, right? You dip. I'd call it a dip. There are others, you know, you can call it whatever you want to call it, by the way. There's not a standard, there's no law, there's no rule. As long as you know, when you're going to teach your class, you name your moves so that when people listen to what you're saying or giving your instruction, they will link up that dips, either he means this, and they're going to follow you straight away. If you don't name your moves and just call it whatever you want to call, well, call it something else and not really remember it yourself, then you're going to have a problem. So anyway, dips is what we're doing. So we've done the side step, we've done the dips. Then we will also tackle the back, or what's it called? We're going to slightly take it a little warmer. And what that means is after you've done those and you warmed up, and again, just going to cover, we are doing that kind of curve. So we're here now, we've done that part. So, so this curve is all that stuff. Now that comes up here. The second part. The second part would be slightly gradually coming up. So we are bringing up the intensity. And what that means is, instead of doing a heel dip, you are going to lift your knees up. So your knee will come up like that. So knee up, and then if you also kind of do 1, 2, 3, and then lift your knee, 1, 2, 3, lift your knee back. So that's the walking as well, right? 2, 3, back, and then so on. So that you are lifting the intensity. You are making it more harder or more trickier. I wouldn't say harder. So knees, knee up. Okay, so knee. You can do, by the way, you can do, not have to walk and then do the knee. You can do one, you can do like four knees. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So that's one thing. You can also do kicking your bum, which is basically the lunges. So basically doing a lunge, you are kicking your bum. So basically, it looks like that. Kick, sorry. It's difficult to keep moving this thing. Yeah, so basically you are lifting. Yeah. So quads, we call it quads, or I would actually make it easier for people to hear me out. So I'll say kick your bum kick, you know, knee up, kick your bum. So you're doing this, and it's easier to say than lunges. The reason, because when you're given the instruction, if I say lunges could be one of 3 things. It could be kick your bum, it could be go back and then go back and then your foot comes back like that, like this. That's the back lunge. Or it can do a side lunge like this. So we're doing, you know, coming down all the way, side lunge, and then side lunge like that. Kick your bum is a good thing. Right, so kicking the bum like that. And the reason I say it's a good thing to say it, I know it's funny to say it, the reason because when people hear you saying this, they will actually they will try to kick their bum. It's not, I mean, majority of people can't kick their bum really with their heel, but you know, especially like someone fat like me. So when you try to lift your heel up, you are literally, and this is why this is coming from. You're gonna try it as hard as possible to reach up. Now imagine I explain that to you, that whole scenario during the exercise. It's gonna take forever, and I'm gonna lose track of what I'm doing. I'm gonna probably lose my count and everything. So Me just saying kick your bum, it means kick your bum. That's it. Simple. But if I go and say lunges and lift your heel up and then try to come close to your, as much as possible to your bottom and stuff, that's going to take a long time, and the instruction is going to be long and boring. So short and sweet, kick your bum. That's it. So knee up, we've done. Kick your bum, and now we'll do the side lunges, which is basically means as I am putting my foot back. Just going to show you that here. As I am putting my foot back, I am extending my arm like this. So foot back and then foot back. So side lunges, right? Or you can do the side lunges like this. 1, 2, side. So side step or side lunge. And you can do a back lunge or back step. Yeah. Remember, we covered this in here, the side step. So you're gonna do the back lunge, right? Back lunge, side lunge. Yeah. I could put those two here, but I would consider those with high intensity is going to bring up more heat. So that these two would be pretty much on the curve as we come up. So you know, when you're going to do the exercise, when you're going to bring up these side lunges or back lunges, you are literally increasing the intensity. So they're gonna go somewhere around here, just on that curve. Don't worry about what's going to happen yet, but this is basically the plan. I will show you when I come to the music mixing how you're going to progress that up later on, either in this episode or a different episode. I'm not sure about that yet. But side lunges, back lunges, kick, bum, knees up and everything. So now we've tackled the back. So when you're going to kick your bottom, you are actually working out your quads. So your hamstrings. So hamstrings is pulling the muscle. So you've got the hamstring there somewhere. The hamstring here. That's going to be worked. When you're going to lift your foot up, you are actually working on your quads. So these two we tackle, these two muscle groups. Gastrocnemius and soleus, we already kind of warmed it up at the beginning with the shins, when we're doing the dips and the touches. And these will come to later. So now, as you can see, we got those here. Now, taking it even more intensity, slightly more intense, and once we reach that kind of that high end of the curve, we will throw in a couple of moves. So, for example, instead of going, let me just add one more thing. I am going to also add, I like box steps. I just remembered it now. Box steps is something actually one of my favorites. Box steps means you literally are walking one side, and then back and then back. So one side, so to the corner, and to the corner, and then back and then back. And I'll show you that in slow motion. What that means here is, as you can see, so you're doing one, back, side, back, right? So, and then the other side, 1, 2, back, and then the other side, right? You can twist, turn, or twist and then turn, right? So, now that is fine. So, box steps, as you can see. Now we're going to start increasing the intensity. So rather than lifting one knee up each time, or doing the side lunge, we will increase the intensity to become a star jumps. That will be up and then down. So open up, down, like this. Okay, so now we're doing the star jump. Star jump is the highest intensity because you're doing the heavy impact, you're trying to catch your breath, your body thinks something is attacking it, or it actually is a really refreshing feeling because all your body, every single muscle group in your body will actually work with that. So that's the highest intensity. So star jumps are good. So we'll put that in here. They're not my favorite cup of tea. The reason, because I am 120 kilos in weight. When I do these star jumps, I actually sometimes find it slightly a lot for me. And I do worry sometimes about knees and stuff. So sometimes rather than doing the full intensity, I do just the side. Or I do the intensity usually if I'm actually slightly less weight. But then if I feel I'm doing too much, I actually start to cut it down to just the one side each, instead of doing the two sides at the same time. I hope I'm making sense. So star jumps are good. The other bit is you can walk, take a step, and then jump, clap, another step, go up, and then jump. So to explain that more, I'm just gonna bring it up here. So let's just take it down here. Yep. So we're doing step, jump, jump. But what are we doing here? We're taking it to higher intensity. So you get the point? So again, step, jump, step, clap, step, clap. Right? And you can see I'm already slightly sweating when I'm just doing that. And that's a higher intensity. So I usually call that travel. Travel. Other instructors calling travel is the grapevine. But I like this to call this travel. Travel of the clap, so you jump and then a clap. So you're traveling because you are jumping and then you're clapping and then you come back. So that sort of thing. And I think that's pretty much okay for what we want to do. So these, so far, we have enough information to make up our song. So now we are here doing that stuff, star jumps, travel, and then also the $1 million one is kind of running. So rather than doing the walk, 1, 2, 3, jump, you're doing 1, 2, 3, and then jump. 1, 2, 3, just running instead. So you're running stationary, but you're taking about 3 steps back and forth. So you run, you jump, and finally, I would also add, throw some of those. So knees up is more intense. But rather than just doing the knees up like that, I'll show you a different move. And that comes in, there's no naming for this one. So as I'm doing knees up, let's just take this up slightly here. As I'm doing knees up like that, right? I would do 1, so 2 here, and then 2. So the person following you, or the person taking your instructions, he's actually thinking 2. That's easy. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and then you keep going 2, and then you add a little trick to that. So 1, turn, then back, and then pick it up and then come back. So 1, turn, and then back, right, and then yeah. So what we do is so 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1, back, 1, 2, 1, back, 1, 2. Okay, so that's how it works. So you got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Then 2. So basically, you are adding more intensity, just changing the moves. Unfortunately, there's no name for this move, because you're just going to say, take it easy by doing the 2 knees, or add a little intensity by going back. And this you'll see as I'm progressing it further, it will make sense later on. As you are that intense during the class, it's going to be difficult to remember every single one of them. But I think things like dips or travel should be okay. But the knees, you don't need to really worry about the knees, because you're going to give that instruction to say go back, or you can say if you want to have more intensity, you take it back, and they'll understand. So lift, back, lift, and then down. Lift, back, lift, and down. Right? I hope I'm making sense in here. So now, star jumps we've done, travel, running. Also, the other bit is the grapevine, because it's actually, although a grapevine in here is considered a small move, but when you speed up the music, a grapevine will become into quite an intense one, especially when you mix it with one step or turn. So let me explain what that means. So if I'm taking, let's just put the camera here so you'll see what I'm talking about. If I'm doing a grapevine like this, come on, let's just lift this one up, take it down. Yeah, if I'm doing a grapevine like this, right, that's easy, you know, everyone can do that, that's not a problem. But if I am doing this, 1, 2, 3, then side, then back, 1, 2, 3, and then side, and then back, or even more intensity, 1, 2, 3, jump, and then jump, and then 1, 2, 3, jump, and then jump, right? So, as you can see, that creates the intensity. Now, the thing with this move, when you're adding moves this way, you are literally giving a kind of a body attack. And what that means is, someone's hearing this, he's going to try to catch up, or she's going to try to catch up. And because you hear that instruction and seeing you all do it at the same time, they will start to worry, or not, I wouldn't say worry, they will think, okay, I can do this, you know, in their subconscious, I can do this. I'm going to I'm going to work towards that to ensure I do it right. And because it's simple, but is you know, slightly more complex than before, and because you've done the 2 things, you've done the grapevines, and you've done the side step, and you've done the star jump, you'll find it easy. But if I take you all the way to the highest step, it'll be a problem, because you know, as you look in trying to understand the grapevine again, and then I throw a star jump in, you're probably going to get lost. But during progression, if I do the grapevine and then take a step, and then like that, and then back, and then at the highest curve, I do a side step, the grapevine, and then do a star jump, it'll become easier. So that becomes nice to be there. So I think now we have enough for our programming. So how are we going to put it all together now? It's been almost 30 minutes. Sorry for the long video, but I'm just explaining the bits and pieces so that you understand, you know, how we're structuring this class. I mean, who knows? You might like this stuff to become an instructor yourself. I don't know. But anyway, so now we have all that stuff. Once we finish with this, so now once we cue this stuff in, we take it back down slowly, and we come back to these steps. So rather than doing the star jumps, then you're going to do the side lunges, right? And then rather than doing the knees up, you're going to do the little heel dip. Yeah. Just gonna. Yeah. You're doing the heel dips, and you come down everything is relaxed, and your heartbeat comes down. So here, your heartbeat will be the standard. Here will be slightly increased. Here will be back to normal, or slightly less, slightly more than normal. But that kind of feeling, it gives you the nice impression, and you really would, I think, benefit from it and feel fresh. I think afterwards, it's quite nice. You see yourself sweating. You see yourself done something, achieved something. It's quite nice. It's quite good. So now, how much of each we need? And that's the other topic, or should be a shorter topic, hopefully. So let's just take these away now, and thank you very much. Yeah. So, where is my red pen gone? Okay, so now sets and reps. Looking at everything in here, let's see if we're going to structure our class for the first time. So marching, I'm going to start with marching. So I'm going to do this first, right? And then, so once we march, once we finish the marching bit, we'll do a side step just to get the flow going. So that's the second one. And then once people are comfortable, you can see no one, hitting each other accidentally, by stepping sides and people going the wrong way. So you can correct things ahead. So, that's fine. Then you take it into 2 side steps. So that's the third one, right? And then once these are done, you can come back to marching again. And then you can come forward and back. And that's the walk. So that's number 4, right? So that's the 4, so back, so front and then back, that's the walk. Once you finish the walk, you come back to the march and side step, whichever you will decide that later. And then we're gonna do the grapevine. So this is the 5th one, okay? And then as the music changes rhythm, we'll add in heel dips. So this is the 5th one, okay? And that's, once we've done the heel dips, as we come in now, because we're stationary, we're standing where we are, we can throw in the box steps. We can do 1, 1, back, obviously, up, down, right? If we add arms, you are bringing up the intensity. If you don't add arms, you are doing it slowly. So this is now the 6th one, yeah? So this is how we structured the first warm-up, beginning. Knees up, and that's going to be, let's just pick one. I think these, you can throw in any of them at the same time. So knees up, that's slightly more warm. Kick your bum, yeah, that's, I would say that's going to be maybe next. Let's just see, back lunge, and then I would go with this one first. So that's number 1, and then the side lunge number 2, and then the kick your bum 3, and then the knee up is 4. So that's how I'm going to structure my class. And then the last one, star jumps. I am going to do star jumps first. So this is going to be the first one. And then running is number 2. And then treble is 3, because I'm going to throw in something with the treble. Either I'll do that or not, that's up to me. If I see the class getting more intense and they're more receptive of what we're doing here. But that's up to me to decide as an instructor. But that is a good enough for us to start. Now, taking the next step is how much of each do I need? So now, the first march, let's you take it to the music, and now we're gonna decide. Let's just power this up. Yep. So we're gonna decide how much of each we need. What exactly are we doing here? How much? And as the music comes up, it'll all make sense, because now you will see exactly how many of those, you know, we're gonna program. So I'll let this you know, start up. I think it started already. That's what I love about this machine. You just switch the power on and it just comes up. Unlike other crappy stuff, you just power on and then it takes forever to. I love this machine. Right. Anyway, so let's just. I'll show you what I mean. So march. 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again. So I'm giving the instruction. I'm going to take this down a bit. So here I'm telling the instruction, and then the second one is going to be the side step. Four, 3, 2, side step. So I'm given the instruction that says loosen up. You kick, come down with your toes and then hit your heel. That sort of stuff. Just an instruction to help the others. And then we'll do the side step for suit 2. Let me just do some chord progression to make it more interesting. Yeah. Anyway, leave it in the music on. That's fine. So now, let's just do the counting. So if I do the step, if I do the marching, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 16. Another one. 1, 2. I think 16 is fine. So let's do 16 of those. So you get the idea. We'll do, where's my green pen? So the first marching, we'll do 16 for now. Okay? Marching is 16. So let's just test what we're talking about. Maybe this is not good enough, but this will make sense very soon. So if we just test what we're talking about. So let's just go from the beginning, and then we'll do. Hi everyone, how are you feeling today? Start marching. And we're giving the instruction. Don't worry if you have any injury, do heavy impact. You need to put your shoes on, by the way, unlike what I'm doing now. Then we can just do a little breather. We'll do the side steps, sorry, the march. 1, 3, 2, now. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, that's 16. Now side step. Okay? 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2. Another 16. Now, so now I think we get the idea. So if you did 16 side steps, we've done 16 side steps, 16 march, and then the side steps we will also do, we'll do about 16 also, because that's where people literally are trying to understand what you're saying, or trying to really kind of cue in with the music, trying to feel, trying to breathe, trying to catch up, well, you know, you name it, all that stuff. 16 and 16, that's good. And then the next one, side step for 2. And now we're going to do that also 16. Okay, we can do 8, but 16 I think is fine for beginners. We can do 8 and then carry on and then mix with whatever it is. As they do in the side step, and so now the side steps are finished, so 2 side steps, and then we're going to say stop and then march on your position. And then once the next rhythm comes in, we're going to walk 2, 3, and then back. So we do the walk is afterwards. Now the walk after the side step, you wanna have that into, let's just think. I would say how many walkies you got to do back and forth. It's not how many steps you're going to do. So it's 1, 2, 3. That's 1. And then 1, 2, 3, and that's 2. And then 1, 2, 3, that's 3. And then the last one, 1, 2, 3, and that's 4. So these are 4 reps. So 4 walkies here. And what that means really is not really 4, because you're doing 4 times 3 steps. That's 12. So, well, obviously 12 or maybe 4. You're doing 4 because you're doing that little cloud. That's another step. It's called. So you're doing literally pretty much about 16. But actually, you're actually saying it's a 4 times. Then the grapevine comes in. Before we go back to the grapevine, we will take it slightly progress this further. So rather than coming from walkie to grapevine, we'll take that back to the side step. Right, so I take his side step, kind of repeating all these 3, and then the grapevine comes in. The grapevine we're going to do, it's probably about 8. 8 is enough, right? So grapevine is good. And then once we finish with the grapevine, then we do the heel dips, right? And then I would actually, yeah, so back lunges, we do the back lunge afterwards, and then this is high progress. So now, all these, when you do 4 knees up, 1, 2, 3, 4, right, let me show you what I mean here. It's just gonna, before I start doing, writing it down, I just want to show you what it looks like when I gotta do this. So, if we start this again, take the intro off. Right, so now let's do the back lunge. 6, 7, 8, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, that's 16. Now 2s, 2, and then 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, that's enough. Then, so now you can see we've done 32, so you can see the intensity going slightly up. So the kick bum is 32, as I'm writing it down here. And then we can do knees up in the same way. So after the kicking and screaming goes up, you can start then to do the knees up. So after you finish the kicking, so last bit we've done 2, then 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, another 4, 4, and then 4 again. Now you're going to take them in 2s. 2, 2, 2, 2. Last one. One more. 1, 2, 3. See, that's enough. So now we've done 32 knees. As you can see, we're coming from 16 to 32. And then the back lunges. So you've done knee up, kick in, yeah. So as you can see here, we've done 32 each on those reps, and that's going to be the same. So we'll do the side and the back lunges, we'll be doing this. So 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, and then 8. So that's 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, side again. 4, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 8 back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you can see, you can now see how interesting that's becoming. So now, let's say we've done back lunges 8, and then side lunges 8, and another 8, and another 8. So what we're doing, we're alternating. So that goes here, and then this comes there, and then we so on. So we do 8 here, and then 8 there, and then 8 here, and then 8 there, right? So that ends up, it's a nice and interesting one. That's why I put those two here. I didn't put them there. So as we progress these along, we are going from 16 to 32. And this is basically you bringing up the intensity up. So this is how we are taking this up. So now, once we've done all that stuff, we repeat those two again, maybe those 4 again as well, and that's a good example, a good thing for us. And then we take it to one step higher, the star jumps. So how many star jumps you want to do? You can do 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Right? I know I added one count because in my head I count by 8 always. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can see because I'm moving everything, I actually am slightly sweating. I can feel it. So that 8 is 8 star jumps is okay. We can do more. We can do 16, but that is a lot. So 16 is okay. So we can say 16 because now we're at the top of the curve. And then the running. So that's here. 1, this is sweating up and all that kind of stuff. It's nice, but this is basically when you're jogging around the area. You don't want to do too many of those. Yes, you can. What you can also do, you can set up the class. If you have a bigger room, you can move everyone to one side and then start running them into a circle. So basically, this instead of around 32 will become about 48 or 64. But for now, let's keep it simple. So we'll do 16 running. And then finally the treble. So treble means down, down, and then, right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 2 sets, and then 1, 2. So anyway, you're doing about 32 of those as well. So the treble is going to be 32. And that's it. This is basically the structure. How is it going to be? So if we just bear that in mind and we kind of remember how we're going to structure the class all together, it will make sense how we're going to mix the music. So now we know we're going to start the team or the class marching for 16 steps, and then we're going to progress into other things. So how we're going to mix it is now the other bit. Well, this is the exciting part when making the music. And that's something I really like. Right, so that's it. So let's put the song recorder on. Multi-track. So now I set our whole thing to record, and I'm going to start cueing these in mind, and then take it a step further. So this is basically how is it going to look like. So let's just take it like that, and so I'm now recording the sound onto the system itself. So now in my head, start marching. We're doing the talk. Now the marching starts. 4, 3, 2, and then marching now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Now the second step. Last one. I'm gonna do the third one. I'm gonna add the I'm thinking of the 8s. Now this is the second part. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Another 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and if they can progressing now, here. Now the other instruction. Now it's getting slightly increased. So now I can increase the tempo slightly. So the tempo is now being pushed up. So I'll put it now to 1, 3, 2. People don't notice the tempo is getting increased. They're just thinking, yeah, I'm enjoying this. They don't really understand that the tempo is actually increased halfway through. I'm talking to you now just to explain what's happening. So you can see we're doing that mix. So I guess. we've done a nice coverage. So that's pretty much one song only. So this is just to demo it for you. Obviously that's not the finished product, but obviously when you're going to run it now, please wait. Now if I play it back, this is the song now. Now let's start putting it all together. So now I'm gonna march. Marching. Start march. Breathe. March. March. Breathe again. And then down. Two steps. So single step. Two steps. Two steps, see? That's the glitch. It's a bad chord I was talking to, sorry. See now? 4, 3, 2, 1. Start marching. 4, 3. Gonna do the walk. Grapevine. No, that's not our instruction, sorry. I'm reading it from the blackboard. Let's do heel dips. 4. March. Don't forget to breathe. Side step. 2 steps. You cannot jump to it. See that? You're taking the intensity up. Side lunges. Back lunge. 4, 3, 2, and then knees up. Two. Let's do 4, 4, 3, 2, and then 4. Another 4. Last 4. I'm going to do the side lunge, so the back lunge. Kick your bum. 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 4, 3. We're gonna do twos. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Last one. 1, 2. Last one. Knees up. I actually prefer to walk here. Let's do running. So you can add, as you do in the class, you can decide what to do. And now you can see the music is now mixing. 3, back. 1, 2. can see the intensity of this whole thing. Now you can see actually I'm sweating already, but this is just to show you how we're mixing these the music. I hope you like the music I'm making. It's quite nice. Yeah, so let's end this now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like aerobics like me, maybe someday you might enter the course and who knows, you might have a career out of this, but it's nice. For me, I'm an IT guy. I've done the music exercise course in 2001, graduated with flying colours, but I didn't teach for all these years. But now I think I need to do this because of that challenge with my son. So he asked me if I can lose my weight till 95. I'm now 115, 20 kilos by the end of the year. Then he'll agree for me to teach him electronics, and I'm really looking forward to that. So if I manage to do it, great. If I don't do it, what's to lose? What's not to like? Anyway, thank you for watching, and have a wonderful evening. Ciao, ciao.